Hey everyone, Matt Landfair here with Primary and Secondary. Welcome to Modcast. Today's episode is number 318. We're going to be discussing understanding police response to active shooters, and also mass casualty events, all that kind of stuff. Today is October 26, 2022. This is a topic I've actually been wanting to talk about for a long time. This is one of those topics that, in my opinion, it's kind of necessary to understand what's going on, to have a greater appreciation for the complexity of a situation like this. If we have an active shooter in a mall, in a school, in a hospital, you name it, the expectation is law enforcement goes and stops the killing. Yes, I believe everyone's on the same page. When Columbine occurred, that changed the mindset, that changed the response of law enforcement. We were no longer surrounding and waiting for SWAT. The expectation, and when I say expectation, I don't mean that that's not derogatory. This is what we need to do. This is our duty. And part of our job is to respond. It is our duty to go in and immediately confront the killer. Part of this also is we may not be able to stop them immediately, but at the very least, if we can draw fire, we're drawing fire away from victims. And I'd much rather be the person shot at than innocent bystanders. So this is, to me, a very important discussion with Uvalde. There were horrible things that were done that shouldn't have, or actually lack of things done. There were things that were not done that should have been done. And to add upon that, that was basically gas on the fire, were people watching, and clearly from the outside, and saying, well, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Without understanding, okay, these are the protocols. This is why we're doing what we're doing. And so we're going to discuss some of this. Additionally, once we've kind of discussed, okay, this is what law enforcement response is. This is why you're seeing what you're seeing on TV. We're also going to talk about, okay, what happens if you're in close proximity to something like this, where you may be immediately affected, where you might be in a school, you might be in a public area where a shooting occurs. What are things for you to consider? What are things you can do now to prepare? And what are considerations that you should have with you? One of the big things that we discuss on a regular basis, I say this almost on every Instagram post. Okay, a lot of Instagram posts is mission drives the gear. What is your mission? Why are you carrying a gun? All right, is your mission to end the threat, or is it to escape? So these are things to consider during this whole discussion. Now, one of the things I really like to say with every single episode is make sure you support those sources that you have found to be beneficial. What I mean by that is when these guys are talking, if you like what they're saying, find them on social media. Shortly, they're going to be giving their backgrounds and where you can find them. Keep that in mind. At the end, we'll review this, but listen to what they have to say. If you like what they're saying, make sure you find them on social media. Give them likes, subscribe. If there's anything especially pertinent that they've produced that's helped you in some way or changed your life or provides a new perspective that you appreciate, you should probably share that. The way I feel about this, that's one of the best parts of primary and secondary, is being able to reach out to people of this caliber and have these meaningful discussions and finding out these are some heavy hitters. These are wonderful people that are providing wonderful information. I want to help promote them. And so have them on podcasts, share their content on my channels. And it just helps everyone grow. So with that in mind, my background is in law enforcement, been doing the cop thing since last century. I have taken a tremendous amount of active shooter type training. The pinnacle personally for me is going through Darcy. I don't know how many times as a student. I think I've been through as a student 3 times for the level 1 counterterrorism school, and then once for level 2 where we were doing ballistic and explosive breaching. And then after that, I believe I did somewhere between 5 and 7 times as an assistant instructor. Each of those sessions is a week long of 100 hours of training. It's, in my opinion, some of the absolute best training I've ever had. It's not shooting training, it's mindset training and tactics training. So before we can even start considering that, we need to have a foundation of skills with firearms. That way, when we're in the middle of a Sims gunfight, when we're clearing a structure, we're not focused on our bubble. We're not focused on keeping our gun running. We're focusing on what the problem is immediately and then the problem afterwards. So along with that, I've taken numerous, let's see here, a bunch of alert training, various department-sponsored trainings from various departments, both departments I didn't work with as well as my own. And I also enjoy putting on that kind of training on a regular basis because it's a perishable skill set. Just room clearing, discussing muzzle orientation. It's a deep subject and it needs attention.